fans here, they are bundled up, but they're ready for football as you get a look at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. Tonight, we've got an AFC matchup on tap between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cleveland Browns. Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And off we go from Cleveland.
And here's Jakeem Grant from his end zone.
And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And he finds enough of an opening to get this one back up to his 20. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
And again, it's Chubb. And a powerful stiff arm. It frees him.
And he's going to have a Browns first down as the tackle made just shy of the 30. The Browns had 8-5 to start play. And they've certainly found their groove of late. Winners of 5 in a row.
And this team is absolutely playing their best football right now. This is the best that we've seen them play in a long time, partner. Sky's the limit as far as they're concerned. Their confidence really soaring.
Watson on first down. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Here's Chubb on the read option.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, these two teams hooking up for the second time this year. They first met back in October, week 7. And it was the visiting Browns who got the victory then, so they'll look for the season sweep here in Cleveland.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Cooper, the man in motion left. On 2nd and 7, Watson. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Big yardage there for the Browns, 18.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Ball at the 23, 2nd and 8.
Back to throw, Watson.
Going out wide, finds Chubb.
And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
Watson, a little touch pass on the jet sweep. And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Donovan Peoples-Jones, his fourth touchdown on the year. And the Browns will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Extra point by York is up and good.
And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Very short kick taken right at the 20. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 27. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
2nd down and 7.
First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey.
And he'll get this to about the 34, a gain of just 3. This defense for the Browns, they were very good in a victory a week ago over Cincinnati.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Here's Jackson to throw.
Complete to Likely. He's going to have the first down and more than that. Big strides, look at him go. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. Well, and this is where quarterbacks' passing numbers sometimes get a little bit more inflated than they should, because this is a short little pass, but it goes for big yardage.
Yeah, and we see this so often. There's excellent coverage downfield, so the quarterback makes a nice decision, just flip it out to the flat and see what the running back can do. Plenty of space to roam, and he turns it into a big play.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Jackson now. Man open, it's Goodwin.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
Possibly a good spot here to take a shot as they come out with 3 receivers to the left on 2nd and less than a yard. Now Jackson. Got a man right side, it's McCaffrey. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. There'll be a loss of 6 yards on the play. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
Well, that one is actually a thing of beauty. I know they completed the pass, but look at the yardage lost. I mean, who does that make happy?
That's why I don't play in PPR points per reception fantasy leagues right there.
You'd be really
You don't deserve
upset,
anything for that.
But you get credit for it? Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Well, I know whoever has this team's defense, they were happy about that play.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted.
Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker.
And the Browns are going to get possession of the football as time will run out on this first quarter of play. After 7-0 on EA Sports.
after the interception. Here's Watson. He's got a man, complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Anthony Schwartz.
49 yards.
And the Browns are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And not much on this one. Takes it from the 21. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Well, Charles, it's kind of gut check time. Look, I know it's early.
First, trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown.
Well, this one is getting out of hand early. They add a pick 6 to the ledger now. 3-score lead still in the first half.
And all that celebrating that you see and hear from those defenders is not just because they scored a touchdown on a pick 6. It's because they're pitching a shutout in this one. Every defender's dream.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
A short kick taken at the 18. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
And he'll be forced out of bounds shy of the line of scrimmage, so that'll be credited as a sack. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down.
So when the defense complains about having to do pursuit drills in the heat of training camp, plug in this play. Excellent pursuit. Force the quarterback out of the pocket. He ends up trying to run for it. Instead, he goes out of bounds and loses yard.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to it.
And that's the first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks. Great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Browns drive about to get started.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. In motion left, that's Cooper. From the 31, Watson. And that is taken in by Njoku.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
From the 50, it's Watson. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 25 yards that time.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got to step on them. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
Here's Chubb on the read option.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson. He's got a man on the crossing route. That's Moore. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Watson. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. The football, it's loose. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown.
A near disaster there, but fortunately he's able to recover his own fumble and take it into the end zone.
I think he had a lack of focus there in order to lose the football, but how about his ability to fight off the panic, refocus, and get it back?
Extra point by York is up and good.
And the route is on here in this first half. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
A short kick taken at the 18.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now. And Andrews lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns.
Loose inside the 30.
And in this very cold night air, how much harder, Charles, is it to hang on to that football?
It's a lot harder, and I know for the most part we think about a ball being slick when there's rain or snow, any type of moisture. But when it's cold and dry like this,
is cold.
And it is cold, it's also slick that way because you're not able to really grip it the same way. Your hands are cold.
Touchdown! Deshaun Watson with his 3rd touchdown pass in his first half.
And the Browns are able to widen their lead here in this first half. So this now 34-0 with the extra point pending. And Charles, I thought these guys might have the advantage coming in, but I didn't expect this.
Well, I'm glad we're going with full transparency here because I didn't either. I thought we might be looking at a 24-20 type game, maybe 13-10 at the half. But this has been total, utter domination.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
A short kick taken at the 18. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain.
And for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And the Browns are going to take possession of the football. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Chubb will get the call running left, and he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Watson. There goes a deep ball. End zone. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
The York on now for the extra point.
And the route is on here in this first half.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively off. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And a tough turnover there, as now they will have it at the 6-yard line, 1st and goal.
Hey, I'm all about defense forcing plays and getting takeaways. But an interception and 2 fumbles in their last 3 offensive possessions.
Time to readjust.
Yeah, you can't just give all the credit to the defense on that. They've got to look in the mirror and take the blame themselves and figure out how to not do it anymore.
Watson, a little touch pass on the jet sweep. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. Watson, a little touch pass on the jet sweep. And he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. Amari Cooper in the final seconds of the first half. And the Browns will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by York is up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away. Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the 3rd quarter. A short kick taken at the 18. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
We'll see, Charles, if they had a chance to hit the reset button at halftime. They have not scored. They're facing this big deficit. And if they're going to come back, it's going to have to start right now.
Yeah, and for them, it's not dwelling in the negative because, yes, they were totally ineffective in the first half. But we've seen many games that have flipped around in the second half. It all starts with this drive right here. They get something good going, put some points on the board, they begin to have hope.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. On the counter, it's Edwards. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. From the gun, it's Jackson. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12. The Ravens send their punter out now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over 1st and 10. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter.
Second down, here's Chubb again.
And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Cooper, the man in motion left. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson.
Working the sideline here. Did he get the feet in? Yes, they say that he did. Nice job tapping both of them down.
In motion, the tight end.
Here's Chubb on the read option.
And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
On 2nd down and 4, Watson.
He's going to drop this one down for Chubb.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
And they'll try the option on 1st and goal.
And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Watson going to keep it again.
And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9.
That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down. Well, that play never really got off the launching pad. He had a linebacker in his face before he had a chance to do much of anything.
Yeah, I think it's big boys up front, that offensive line. They've got to do a little bit better job of protecting him if they're going to continue to run the option like this.
And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 9 yards that time on the keeper. Brings up fourth down.
Cade York on now for the field goal.
From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle.
York able to send this one through. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
From way up at the 23. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
We're off to the fourth quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all.
Here's 2nd and 9.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage. And now 3rd and 11 coming up.
Backed up here. Tough spot. Needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Denzel Ward. I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. He's going to let this one go deep. He's got a man complete.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Chubb on the counter. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Up the middle, it's Chubb. And he'll take it down to the 30-yard line. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Now it's Watson. He's going to air one out. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, I think it's pretty evident that any blowout isn't going to be big enough for them. They're already up 7 full touchdowns, and it's still not stopping them from throwing it deep downfield, taking their shots, trying to add more points.
York able to send this one through.
And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead. In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Jackson.
And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
The Ravens on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, Jackson. And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Greg Newsome. And the Browns are going to take possession of the football.
Yet another mistake after the interception there. Guys, you look up at the scoreboard. They just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Deshaun Watson with his 2nd touchdown of the night.
Add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest. In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Another run, this time McCaffrey. And he will double the space they have to work with as they take it from the 2 to the 4. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter.
Third down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up.
And he is going to go down for the 5th time tonight. And this one is going to be a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here. And that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
The Cleveland offense ready to go.
And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth quarter lead.
They'll try and wind down some clock with Chubb. And some room to work. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They run again on first down. Chubb.
On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. 15 more yards there and quickly another first down.
In motion goes the tight end. Now a first down throw. Watson. He'll get this to Chubb out of the backfield.
Down inside the 10.
And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Watson, a little touch pass on the jet sweep. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
York now for the extra point.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film section tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while. But everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Jackson.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Here's Jackson. And now here's another interception.
Picked off by Martin Emerson. And the Browns are going to take possession of the football.
How about one last great play defensively, and that should, for all intents and purposes, finish off this shutout.
That's as good a defensive performance as we've seen in a long, long time. And I know as a team they will celebrate. I will guarantee you the defensive guys, they'll get together somewhere and have their own private celebration. A shutout, that's something to be cherished.
Throwing now, Watson. He's got the connection to Cooper. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Watson now to throw. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. Even though they've got this big advantage, Charles, they are not taking their foot off the gas pedal right now.
Well, I think what we're seeing is the result of all their great preparation and great practice time during the week. And even though it seems like this is a great chance to pull people back and maybe, not try and score a few more times, They don't want to do that. I think they're enjoying what they're seeing, the collective effort, and they want to play it all the way out.
He will return this from deep in the end zone.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the fourth quarter, facing the big deficit. What silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this.
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Grant Delpit. And the Browns are going to take possession of the football.
They probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on first and goal. They'll start out here with the option left. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill. But remember, this is a team that puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone, we're going to give you a full 60 minutes. And that's exactly how they're playing this one out.
Extra point by York is up and good.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Well, this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he'll go down at the 2-yard line. What a disaster there.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Meanwhile, Jackson's throw is on target to Likely.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, offer a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for Cleveland,
the final 3 weeks are going to tell the story as they move to 9-5 on the year.
And they'll get another home date next week as the Saints will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, they've plummeted now to 3-11. And they'll be at home for one next week as the Atlanta Falcons come to town.